All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for
Ancient Magus Bride,
episode 7. And yeah, we're getting into the semi-linear plot stuff now.
Right.
It's getting pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff kind of teasing about Elias's backstory and about the conflicts between sorcerers and mages.
Right.
But I really liked that stuff with the
King
and
and
Queen
yeah.
of the fairies and really like the forest of that whole area.
Oh, yeah.
I loved how she banished the
the
priest sorcerer
guy.
guy.
Yep.
And he's just like, what?
I love how they invited him and Chisei to come visit them.
Right.
And their announcer, I guess, was like, no, don't show up.
I don't like those guys.
Yeah. Like he actually told Elias, like, don't come. Like.
Yeah, we get the vibe that there's the things brewing in the background, but we saw that one sorcerer, the traveling
piece
of crap's little
Yep.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah.
We saw him in the background with the two sorcerers who were out by the lake with the corruption and everything.
Yeah, so maybe they're working together, maybe he's ambushing them or whatever.
We didn't really learn anything more about that.
So maybe we'll get that this episode.
Yeah, we also had that mysterious guy who kind of showed up at the end of the previous episode.
Right.
That'll be really interesting to find out how that all ties in.
It will be.
So without further ado, let's get into this episode and see what happens.
Are we getting that right now?
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Okay.
That is a title. We had the cat episode recently, now we're having the dog episode.
Exactly.
Dang, what? What is that?
Well, as we know, tentacle powers are always OP.
But was that coming from him?
I like that they have another master-apprentice relationship in the show.
Oh!
That's adorable.
So cute. I like how it's following instructions.
Right. Helping them sleep very, very well.
Yep. Turned into a sleeping potion. That's adorable.
Yeah.
I love it. I like how it showed real flowers that exist in our world and then all these fake, like, fictional things.
Where are they going today?
Oh. Church Grim. What?
Alright.
Yeah.
They helped him out a while ago and...
Yeah.
Right.
Which is probably the creature that he is. Like what he's become.
Sure.
Oh!
It turns you invisible.
魔力を作ったり吸い取ったりする力が強い割に体がすごく脆いんですよね。
そこで必要なのが魔力の生産を抑える指輪。
Alright, a magic dampener limiter thing. Yeah.
右の人差し指は導きの指。追伸。左の薬指はまだ早い。
エリアスはあのことにはほとんど触れないけど。
本当は
Just like Angelica to say
使い魔をあ
that.
てがってあげたいんだけど。
使い魔？
主人の魔力を食べ、その手足として動くもの。
Phoenix.
ほら、着いたよ。
何かあったんでしょうか？
Someone die?
エリアス。
Oh, crap.
少し厄介なことになったかも
Careful,
しれない
dude.
な。
He's spotted.
急いだ方がいい。
Well, I mean, he's still not hiding his
僕はこ
horns.
この管理者と話をつけてく
I
る。
think he's just using his
君は
magic,
先に
basically.
少し周囲を見てきてくれ。
Or these are spirits that are...
ここ、良くないものが湧いてる。
Are we getting undead?
お前はどこから来たんだい？
Okay.
どこから来たんだい？
これはダメなやつだ。
Yeah.
Wow.
あなたの問いかけに答えちゃいけない。逃げなきゃ。
Okay.
What the heck is
エリア
that?
スがずっとそばにいたから。 油断してた。
Alright.
どこに行くの？
So then why did Elias leave? Like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
oh,
イザベル
hey. Yeah,
消えろクズが
he's wounded.
Jeez.
この人、人じゃない。
Yeah, I think it's the dog
お前みたいに勘のいいやつはここは
Yeah.
guarding the graveyard. See.
あ
ありがとうございます。どうしたんですか？
Yep, just like the dog.
Well, that's a lot of blood.
That is.
エリアスを呼ばなきゃ。
Okay.
イザベ
傷が。
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he gonna be safe when he transforms?
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I love that he's really shaggy, right? Because it makes him still seem very much like a dog.
ルイザベルイザベルイザベル
The dog's still hurting.
Still bleeding, yeah.
待って。いくら妖精の体でも、それだけ傷がついてたら危ないよ。
I love how they still have a human
Oh.
voice coming from
Yeah.
the dog, even though. Oh. I can feel the good heart in this guy.
やっぱりさっきの死体と似てる。この人がやったんじゃない。
Yeah.
おい
Oh.
その犬渡せ。
Oh.
Nope, nope.
あなたはこの間の
私はてめえをどうこうする気は。
この子は私を助けてくれたから。
Mm.
まっとうな理由がなかったら嫌です。
いいから渡せ。そいつを持っていかないと。
Sleeping potion.
何しやが。
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well played, she said.
失敗作だけど、人間相手ならいい。
Yeah, whenever they introduce something specific like that.
It's very much like the cat
Ghost
episode.
Isabel.
It's a human that.
また赤毛とさしられたのか
Oh, is she
夕
a
暮れ色が
mage?
綺麗な毛なのに
I mean,
Oh,
maybe
she
not.
very much looks like Chisei.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
ここは
近くの林の中だよ。
Oh, she can hear him talk. Okay, that's cool.
傷は大丈夫？
お前は妹に似てる
Oh.
妹。
Alright.
イザベルだ
なんだか変わった犬だね。
犬
I'm not a dog.
イザベルも俺も人間だ
Yeah.
あいつが生まれた時からずっと見てきたんだずっとあの声で呼んでもらえると思ってたんだ
And she was probably killed by the
あなたに似た人と会ったことがあるよ。
そいつは好きなもののそばにいられたのか
そうといえばそうだし、違うといえば違うかな。
Yeah.
なんだそ
she's talking
What?
cryptically like a
そ
proper
の傷どうしたの？
mage.
れわからない
大丈夫ですか？薬の効き目が短くてよかった。
てめえどういうつもり。
アリスさんでしたっけ？
If she has magic, she could probably break him.
Well, she's a sorcerer, remember? So they.
That's right, that's right, yeah.
何もしねえのか。
私はあなたに何かする理由はないの
Why
で。
would I?
Yeah.
なんでこの子が欲しいんですか？あなたを自
I
由
like how
にでき
Chise
るか
is
もしれ
driving
ませ
this
んよ。
episode. Like,
Yeah, same.
even though I'm kind of wondering where Elias is.
キメラの素材にするためだ。
Oh.
それの素材集めを手伝いとか言って、先生は断った。でもどうにもできなくて。
They're doing this
あの
We're
人
being
のこと
coerced.
unwilling. Yeah.
おうよ。生まれて
Of
から
course.
何にもいいことなんかなかったけどよ。
Oh wow, they're gonna have some
Major
some
parallels
empathy
here.
with each other.
おかげで
Yeah.
私は先生に拾われた。てめえもそうだろ。
Exactly the same way.
で、なことはどうでもいいんだよ。これが理由だ。さっさとこれ解きやがれ。
Yeah.
No.
ふーん
Oh,
事
yeah.
情は大体分かった
てめえ黙ってやがったな。
Oh, he was just
レッドは
hiding.
近くにいるのか
私が一人で出てきただけだ。おい、魔法使い。
Yo, mage.
あんたたち、なんでここにいる？
ブラックドッグとして目覚めたのは最近か
Oh.
まあそれは大丈夫だろう
Wait a minute.
Interesting.
それで
さっきも言った通り、私たちはおかしいガキに脅されている。あいつをどうにかしてほしいんだ。
Oh.
僕ら
Help
のメ
us,
リッ
yeah.
トは
Yeah.
あいつはてめえでもキメラをうろつかせて嫌がる。
Whoa.
あの表の死体もその犬をやったのもあいつのキメラ。
Oh my god.
理由が弱いか。
まあ構わないけど
Sure, I don't mind.
なんだよその丸抜けた声
She's
は
like that
い
easily?
やそんな簡単に OK 出されるとは思ってなくてよ。
教会あたりにがなられるのも好きではないか
Yeah, might as well take care of it now.
それであいつっていうのはどんなやつなんだ
外見はガキなんだけどよ。いろいろなもんが重なって見える。ブレるっていうか。
Chimera's coming.
なんだよてめえ。
Oh! Oh!
No, 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 no.
Oh, no.
No.
Nuh-uh. No.
レンフレットの子犬はしつけがなってないな。みんな喋っちゃうなんて。
てめえ。
Holy crap.
間違えちゃったか。でも別にいいよ。
Oh, that curled over look like
Yeah.
almost like the look of the monster that Elias was in the
お
opening.
前が人間に執着するわけないもの。
What the
フィル
heck?
ムムーリアリス。
Oh crap.
おとぎ話の魔法使いだ。
Oh my gosh.
Master? So this person has a master too.
時に手を差し伸べ。
Whoa!
Oh my
We're having a real
gosh. Here we
throwdown
go.
here.
His true form. Here we go.
And she's just like, did we really try to screw with this guy?
Oh.
半端なものじゃない。
This is
Wow! This is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
This is why the fairies didn't want him in their,
Oh my
the
gosh.
Wow!
Please be okay. Please be okay.
What? Like, okay. I don't know how to feel about this. She's gonna be okay. The show is called The Ancient Magus Bride, so she's gonna be okay.
But no. See, this is the thing.
But
Because
okay.
Okay.
So all right. But ending the episode there, like right there, like really, like come on, you are cruel. And
wait, no. This is where it gets good, Jake.
no, I know because yeah.
Let me say something. Because here's the thing. We know Chisei's fine.
Yes.
We know Chisei's fine. But here's the thing that's crazy. Elias is showing what we've been hinted at in the opening.
Yes.
But the way they're talking about it is like they're actually going to go into why Elias is this way. Because people
Or at least
know,
start to.
people know vaguely the story of Elias.
Yep.
But we don't know even that.
We don't.
So
And-
we're going to find out not only his backstory very soon,
Right.
but also what the heck
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah. So okay.
Oh my
All right.
God.
So in the next episode, we are going to have a throwdown of amazingly intense proportions, and since this person has established that they also have a master, Elias could defeat this person here because they are not. They probably are not the end all be all villain, right? Which is great because that even though that's a very small line, that reinforces the sense of anything could happen and that tension. Now this is actually something that has me excited. The fact that Chisei is wounded, I doubt Elias will be able to heal her.
Right.
And
it's not his style.
Exactly.
Of magic,
Exactly. Which means I get the feeling he's going to take her to the land of the fairies, right? Even though the announcer of the king and queen said don't come, he's going to be like, help me. Like,
just take
help her, take care of her, right?
Even if he has to leave her there with them.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be great because that means we'll be able to see that place. We're going to have this crazy fight in this next one.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be a fight. We just know it's going to be a showdown.
It's going to be a showdown. And here's the other thing. In this episode, they also took the characters who were previously like the originally introduced antagonistic forces,
right?
And they are making them sympathetic, and they're making them potentially set up to be allies with Elias and Chisei because they've already, the apprentice already asked them for help going up against these guys.
Absolutely.
So,
but they also did something very interesting. Do you notice how many allusions they made to the whole master apprentice kind of
so many
companionship
so
thing?
many.
So there was the dog guy.
Yep.
Which did we get a name for him yet?
It was like Ulysses or
Ulysses. It's like,
it was almost like Ulysses.
Ulysses.
Yeah.
And his sister, who they're both maybe mages of some kind, or
I
what
don't
have you.
know. They
They're
were
both
human.
humans that have magical qualities.
And
of some
apparently
kind.
his dog abilities were something that recently awakened.
Yeah, so there's some mystery there.
Yeah.
But they have that sort of master,
Yeah, or something like that.
Kind of, if he's in his dog thing, it's kind of like, I would do anything for you, my sister.
Yep.
That's kind of like the master apprentice thing. Then you have the sorcerer's apprentice, haha, no pun intended, and the sorcerer guy, and they've got this kind of thing that they owe each other a lot, specifically from the apprentice to the master. And then again,
there's the other sorcerer.
We have the little dickweed sorcerer guy with his cockroach praying mantis chimera.
And then he mentioned his master, which we haven't seen yet, which is great because that's a whole lot of mystery there.
Yep.
And then of course Chise and Elias. And they
really went all out with the visuals for that transformation. Because we knew it was coming.
Yeah, we knew that was coming, but we did not know that the thing of Chise getting impaled like that came out of nowhere.
It really
came out of nowhere. I'm glad that she saved the sorcerer's apprentice, but like that came out of nowhere and like
it was one of those things where I realized what was going on and I didn't really have time
to prepare yourself,
shocked, or really to properly respond to it. It was just, this is happening. Okay.
We're going there.
And it was not just that there was the one thing happening. There was the multitude of things happening.
Yes.
And what they meant. So my mind right now is in like this state of headache right now of like, wait, I've got so many things, so many questions and so many things I want to know now. Wait,
are we really doing this right now?
And the fact that they jarringly ripped us out of that episode at that particular moment.
Yep.
Good grief. I'd almost say that in the story's kind of setup, it doesn't behoove this story to end an episode on a cliffhanger like that. They've never done it before.
Right. And I would say the fact that they did this was very intentional because they were basically, the whole rest of the episode was great. I would have loved to have an episode that was just about that. Chise meets the sorcerer's apprentice. She uses her sleeping, potion thing. Awesome, knocks him out. They get to have a talk, whatever.
She makes friends with the dog.
She makes friends with the dog. That's great. They could have had that be all that it was, and it would have been absolutely fantastic. It wouldn't have needed anything more to be complete.
No, not really.
But then they're like, psych, we're gonna just
big conflict
out of left field. Here you go.
Well, no, it wasn't out of left field. No. What was out of left field was that Chise legitimately got hurt while Elias was there.
Right.
And this shows something.
And we didn't know that the sorcerer was there until Chise got attacked. We knew that there was the chimera that was around there.
No, I could say I almost was guaranteed to know that he was there once we knew that the chimeras were there.
Okay.
I interpreted that as he's here with his chimeras, basically.
Gotcha. I thought it was just because since they basically said there's multiple chimeras, I thought it was something where it's like, okay, he's got a chimera over here, a chimera maybe somewhere else, a chimera somewhere else, and they're all doing their thing, and he's testing on them, and then maybe they come back for for him to check up on them or something like that.
Other things to speculate though, there's a couple things that they introduced as kind of mysteries right now for this episode. First one is this guy Ulysses and his sister Isabella. Who are they? What connection does Isabella potentially have to Chise?
Right.
I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a very real possibility that they're related in some way.
Yep. There's also the possibility that they have some sort of connection to the church because of the whole thing with turning into a dog and guarding the graves.
Right. There's also a very real possibility that the OVAs that were dealing with more of kind of Chise's stuff.
Chise's like backstory and stuff.
Yeah. Like might have actually given us some context to this thing here.
Well, sure, but even if that is the case, then the show will probably reiterate that or do something so that you don't need to have seen the OVAs, because
that makes sense.
Generally when you make a production like this, you want to make sure that the production is a package deal. You don't need to, you're not relying on the audience having seen anything else, unless it's like a direct sequel.
Yeah, totally. But okay, and then the other thing they did was they have this guy, the sorcerer guy, going around looking for fuel for another chimera.
Yep.
And it's just something in general he's doing, but it might be now in service of a master. But when the sorcerer's apprentice, the girl, blonde girl, tried to describe him, said, well, he's a child, but
it's blurred out, right?
Something blurry. So I'm like, wait a minute, what is that?
Well, it's probably something where it's like, okay, I'm doing nefarious activities. I'm going to, not necessarily, magic or whatever like the mages would use, but do something with sorcery to make it so that my appearance is disguised.
But why do they never show us that? That's very interesting.
It's probably something, well, one, it'd probably be hard to draw, and they want us to actually have a face to pinpoint down to it, because otherwise it's like, who is this random cloak that's going around with a wobbly face?
Sure.
But also it could be something where it's maybe affecting the mind. So it's causing them to just have a hazy memory of, wherever he's concerned.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that.
I could definitely see that being something where, like, since sorcerers seem to be less about actual magic and more about, like, okay, more something along the lines of, like, say, alchemy or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Then it's like, okay, I have some paste that I made up that will affect people's minds, the fumes from it or something like that, and I wipe that on my chin or something.
My cologne makes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's made with forget me nots.
Yeah, except
forget me all the time.
Except they reverse the polarity. Yeah.
But this episode, I feel so cheated.
This was a total tease. They're like,
really want to know what happens next. But I have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
I also think that this episode is holding back a little bit, because while there is going to be a showdown, the next episode is going to be heavy backstory.
Sure, I can see that.
Heavy backstory. There were multiple parts where I feel like people were internally kind of monologuing of sorts. Or was that just Chise who was doing that?
I think they also did that with the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And possibly, and also Ulysses, when he was in his dog form.
Yeah, and those little bits gave us some insight into their character, but I could tell that what they were doing was not really giving us as much insight into their character as they were setting up a kind of a plot runway that was about to take off, like a ship was about to take off. It felt like basically we were setting up for the launch of a massive plot spaceship.
Right.
And all these things are getting aligned in place just so.
Yep.
And then at the very end they do this. I'm like, oh well, here's the spaceship.
Here we go.
The plot is.
This train has no brakes. Let's get this going. Yeah.
So, Beauty and the Beast. We've now seen the true form of the Beast.
We have indeed.
Is it more of a thing of where it's not about the fight that's potentially coming, but more about him being not human, or even not that, but being something rather than someone?
Right. Well, I think regardless, if there is any kind of confrontation, whether it's a fight or a staring contest or whatever, we haven't seen actual fights really in this yet.
Correct.
In this show.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to see how they do things differently, since their whole take on magic and everything has been very, very stylistically different than, generic fantasy number 427.
Right.
So if they do end up fighting, that'll be a really good way to basically set our expectations of moving forward when there are epic battles or whatever. What are they gonna look like? Are they going to be like Silmarillion style singing songs at each other, or is this going to be like UFO table fate explosions and stuff, or whatever?
I think it's going to be more familiar on familiar, like creature on creature battles.
Right. Yeah.
And this thing that Elias is will probably kill the chimeras from the little mage, the little sorcerer, and then he'll disappear or something like that.
Right.
But I'm really curious. The way this episode was set up, they were teasing some things about like where Elias came from, and they had that bit where it's like, Elias, why do you do all these things for the church? Well, I made a mistake a long time ago. And you were like, they helped me in some way.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And
probably when he did his forbidden magics or whatever that caused him to turn into that thing.
Right. And now everyone seems to kind of know about him. But it doesn't seem like he has people who are talking about him as if like he was something else. Just kind of the idea that they know about the legend of this Pilium Murialis or something, and it's just he's always been like this.
Okay.
And what that not always, but he's been like this for so long.
Yeah, recent memory.
Because like Lyndon, they made a point. Lyndon is super old, right? Older than Elias.
Yes.
And Elias is like centuries old or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think what this is more of he's a legend that they're now seeing in real life. And the sorcerers are all young, like regular lifespan people.
Right.
But I'm getting the vibe that something big is about to change here.
Really?
No. I'm not talking about with the physical stuff. I'm talking about more of how Elias interacts with the world.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and this could also be something where, like, at the very least, she says unconscious.
Yeah, and she said, "Good grief!"
Like, here's something.
I just don't want him to hurt her accidentally in his fury.
No, that's not what's going to happen. I think if anything, the issue here is that Elias, what probably if he had been solely thinking about her safety, he would have like Thorn teleported her away or something, right? And been like, okay, we need to get her medical attention right now, because that's not how should I say it? That kind of wound didn't look like something that you could just wait and come back to in half an hour and get medical attention to the person then.
Seriously.
Doesn't exactly work like that. Now, if they wanted to go for the whole Phoenix rebirthed from the ashes, they could have her die here if they wanted to and then come back. But
that is a crazy thought,
that would be crazy.
What if the Cat 9 Live things is a foreshadowing of that? And this whole thing with Chise is that, well, we can't actually stop you from dying at a young age. But what we can do is fuse you with the Phoenix, and you will be reborn.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be really cool.
But one of the things
that's a crazy crackpot theory.
Crackpot theory. But since Elias isn't the only one there, they don't have to have him being the one helping Chise. They could have the other ones be like, because like
the dog guy,
or the sorcerer's apprentice, because
I think
she took the hit for her, So that was great that they did that, because up till this point, Chise
she's not a proactive character.
She hasn't been a super proactive character, understandably so, right?
Yeah.
And in this episode, we got a lot of great moments where she took initiative on a lot of things, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even if it didn't turn out very well for her.
Yeah. Just to clarify really quick, that thing that approached her in the graveyard, was that one of the little sorcerer's chimeras? Because I think it had to be.
Okay, that could have been.
Because remember how she was like, "There's something bad that's growing here." I feel like the reason why the little sorcerer is here killing people and doing these things is he's setting up some kind of transmutation circle thing over the church.
Sure. Yeah.
And he needs to kill a person and lay their body here. He needs to deposit some corruption in the graveyards.
Dead cat bodies or whatever.
Yeah. And is this like the kind of thing that's like, okay, this is the real linear plot? Like,
I think so.
We now have our villain, our antagonist. And
we even
have be resolved in 1 or 2 episodes.
Right, and we even have the villain beyond this immediate villain.
That's a good point. So that was very clever exposition to kind of just casually dump that there.
Right, because that elevates everything that this sorcerer has been doing. Because one of the things I thought originally is, I'm like, okay, the sorcerer seems like the kind of person that could end up being a problem, and he's obviously very twisted.
Yeah.
But the things he's been doing so far don't seem especially dangerous to the point where people would have to stop him unless it's as a moral thing or if he specifically started targeting Chisei, right?
Yes, but meaning our main characters would have a reason to stop him because he's just going around being a dick.
Right,
and there's plenty of dicks out there in the world.
Right, there's probably dozens of sorcerers. Well, maybe not dozens, but this is probably not something that, you know, is like an isolated case of, oh, we've never seen, you know, this happen before.
Right.
But the fact that he's the apprentice, it's like, okay, we're having an underling that has impetus and like agency and stuff, and is doing things maybe at the behest of their master, but maybe not.
Like, definitely there is a connection.
Oh yeah, absolutely a connection.
There's definitely a connection.
Yes, yes, but it's one of those things that's just like, oh, that's great. Like, this person has their scheme, and there's going to be someone else who has an even crazier scheme, maybe.
Possibly.
Or the scheme is much bigger than what we've seen, or something like that.
Right. I like also that Chisei is now learning magic, and also this was the episode where she made the most decisions as far as her characters going. And over the last 2 episodes prior to this, that has also been the case. Both with her releasing, the people from the corruption, but also her interactions with
the king and queen,
which were fantastic.
Which, since she's so badly wounded, they're probably gonna have to take her there.
I like that theory, but it really doesn't look good for Elias, and this is where I think it's actually going to be a little bit interesting.
Well,
is one of the thoughts that you could have if you looked at this from a typical anime setting is you go, oh, Elias is going to destroy these guys, but there's another side where you go, wait a minute, Elias is losing control. Elias is going to go on a rampage, and this is maybe the mistake. This is a repeat of the mistake that he did last time.
Okay, possibly. I get the feeling it's more of a thing of the mistake that caused this to be a thing rather than...
Well, yes. But what happened immediately after him probably turning himself into this thing? He probably
went on a rampage.
He probably went on a rampage and killed a bunch of people. He probably terrorized the world for a time. Maybe not the world, but maybe he terrorized a countryside.
Sure.
And they had to bring in a whole bunch of sorcerers, and we're like, okay, shut up, sit down, and, stay here. Instead of imprisoning you and making you into an enemy, we're going to strike out a deal because we can't kill you or something.
Right. Well, here's something else. So if he's fighting the sorcerer and a super chimera. Grasshopper chimera or whatever it is,
what was that?
Then and the sorcerer has a master that's probably much better than he is.
Yep.
This could be a way to basically establish the power ceiling. Or sort of power levels.
I don't think this is the type of show that cares about power ceilings.
I know. And yes. But the idea that, Elias will be able to defeat the sorcerer and his chimera.
Probably.
Right? Probably.
But at the very least, Elias is not going to die. I mean, he's not going to lose. He's not going to die, but he could be like... He could lose his focus to where he wouldn't finish... off the fight.
Sure, but right. And what I'm saying is, since this grasshopper chimera thing, from what little we saw of it, did seem to be a pretty bad opponent. Like,
he's messed up.
Yeah.
Like, at the very least, he's a total psychopath. He needs to go down.
Right.
He has a lot of issues that make it to where I'd rather have Elias just chomp him. Just a couple bites.
Yeah, but I don't think the sorcerer is going to die here.
I don't think so.
I think the sorcerer is going to get away. The chimera will probably die, but it's going to be something where it's still very hard for Elias. Elias might end up getting wounded a lot or something like that.
Yeah.
And then the question is, this was one chimera. They have a bunch of them, and maybe they're,
Yeah, but remember, this isn't a fighting show, Jacob.
No, I know, but...
I think you're treating this like a fighting show by just the fact that there's probably going to be a fight now.
No, I get that. It's not a fighting show, so that's not going to be the focus of it, but that's still, I think, something that will need to be addressed, even though they'll do it in their own unique, fresh way.
Yeah, my thing is that they'll show a backstory for Elias.
Okay, sure.
I
think they'll do that too.
I don't think they'll care about the chimera's reason for being there, other than that he put them there to do a magical thing.
Well, yeah.
But as to you've got this really strong one. What'll happen when you have to deal with 2 or 3 of them? I feel like that's...
So you don't think we'll get some crazy Chimera on Monster Elias, like, animal battle?
After this one? No.
Gotcha.
Meaning, like, this one is basically just a means to show a connection point to why we can bring up his backstory.
Okay.
And this is a main way to build up Elias's character.
Absolutely.
Right after we had a very good 70% of the episode focused on Chisei's character.
Right. Okay, yeah, I'm 100% on board with that, but since we're getting into what seems to be the linear story, I think that the things that they set up here are not going to... They're not going to be monsters of the week.
No, I agree. But I don't think this is to build up the sorcerer and the villains.
I say why not both?
I think that'll happen later.
Okay.
I just don't think it's going to happen in the immediate next episode.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's just my guess. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll see.
No, I guess we will.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, though, in that
quite the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was quite the cliffhanger, but also Chisei really coming
Really
into
showing.
her own
Yeah.
a lot more in this episode.
Yes.
And I really like her character's kind of peaceful nature, in that she has probably lived her life in such a way that where she doesn't want to make anyone around her nervous. But there were little moments here when you saw a little bit of her happiness coming through when she was making the little potion.
Oh yeah.
And interacting with the little creatures.
Yep.
And even in another way, getting to really care for this wounded Ulysses. And,
right. And even her interactions with the sorcerer's apprentice.
Yeah, those were pretty heartwarming.
Yep.
I like where they're taking her character on that really nice gradual pace, because if they had her have any kind of jarring transformation or any kind of just abrupt transformation of her character in terms of development, it wouldn't feel deserved or earned.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's little moments like this where I'm go, ooh, this is a good little stepping stone for Chisei.
Right.
Awesome.
We appreciate the things that we have to work hard for.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well said, Jacob.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you want to see the next episode reaction to our Ancient Magus Bride series, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access and also Discord access where you can chat with us about storytelling or what have you. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.